Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, which is season 3, episodes 21 through 25 of classic Doctor Who. And I thought this was a pretty good episode, though I admit the fact that all 4 episodes are missing, and the fact that there's no surviving footage and there's barely any surviving photographs of the episode make it very hard to watch because it's just the same photographs over and over again of the characters. Um, it's very hard to watch, I gotta be honest here. Which is weird because I usually listen to audiobooks, but audiobooks describe more what's going on, you know. They describe how the characters are feeling, you don't just hear it. So, I don't know. It wasn't exactly the best viewing experience, but don't blame me, blame the BBC for wiping these episodes back in the 70s. So, the Doctor and Stephen landed in France, and this is a unique story because it's like the only one without a female companion besides the first half of Evil of the Daleks, I think, well, it's just a male companion. So, yeah, they landed in medieval France, and there's this whole conspiracy that's going on, and I think it's an interesting story. Kind of, you get to see how like George R. Martin was inspired by medieval royal feuds and stuff, and he made a song of Ice and Fire. Though, it's like I said, it's very hard to understand who's who because of the fact that it doesn't exist anymore. I like Steven's relationship with Anne, and I think like subtly you could see that he's seen so many of his female friends die, so he's kind of desperate to save her. And it's pretty sad at the end when we don't really know if she lived or not. Like, we don't know. Like Dodo has the same last name, but like what are the odds? And also, if Anne has kids, wouldn't she change her last name? But the interesting part of the story is the doctor has a doppelganger, the abbot. So at first, Stephen thinks that the doctor is just pretending to be the abbot, but it turns out no, it's just a guy who also is played by William Hartnell. No relation at all. No timey-wimey explanation. No clones. It's just a coincidence, which I think is kind of funny. I mean, that's also the case in The Enemy of the World with the second Doctor, how that Salamander just happens to look like him, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, Hartnell gets hanged, which I think could be confusing for younger viewers, seeing him die like that. Did he get hanged or did he get like stabbed or something? But yeah, you're like, oh my god, the doctor's dead. Turns out, no, the doctor's alive. That's just, you know, the abbot is a different person. Um, I wish they were able to use that split screen effect, like they did in Enemy of the World, to show the doctor interacting with his doppelganger, but maybe the times weren't ready yet. So, given the title, the massacre is pretty brutal when it does happen. Like, seems like a lot of people screaming. It's hard to tell how graphic the show gets because it is a children's show, but I feel like it's pretty brutal. If it wasn't shown, it's at least implied. I'm glad it was only 4 episodes instead of like 6 or 7 because I think it had faster pacing, so that was good. I don't know why the doctor couldn't have taken Anne with them. There's really no explanation for that. Like she's not exactly a important historical figure, and it's not like her body was ever found. So I don't know why he didn't. But instead we get Dodo. I do like the scene where Stephen lashes out at the doctor and leaves temporarily, and the doctor kind of muses to reflect on how none of his companions understand him and whether he should go to his home planet or not. That's a very sweet scene and somber scene after like the devastation of the Daleks' master plan and then the devastation of the massacre. Two pretty bleak stories side by side. I think Hartnell delivers that speech well, even if we can't see him do it. So yeah, then Dodo comes in like the most random way possible. She's like, "Oh my God, a kid is hurt and injured. Whatever happened to that kid, by the way? Like, is he okay? Do we ever find that out?" And then they're like, "Oh, time to go." So Dodo does not seem bothered in the slightest. She's such an interesting character because no matter what happens to her, she does not seem phased. She's like, "Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me." It's like, is she on like some sort of antidepressants or something? Like she's sedated the entire time. she's on the show. Like, she doesn't react to anything. She's just like, oh, okay. I don't really blame the actress. I blame also the writers for not really knowing what to do with her. And that starts immediately. So, yeah, poor Dodo. She's such a weird character. I think this would have been a good scene for Steven to actually leave the show instead of sticking around a few more episodes because it would have been much more heartbreaking than his actual exit from the show. But, that's just me. Um, I think if he did leave the show, it would be like a good, somber way for him to go. Plus, it would give Dodo more time to shine instead of having the two of them. But, I can't turn back time. As this episode says, you can't mess with history. So let me know what you guys thought of the massacre, or at least the audio of the massacre, down in the comments below. And I'll talk to you guys next time for the arc, which I have seen before, and thankfully still exists. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.